good evening and hiya. Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the lawnmower in the background and the possibility of trains going backwards and forwards. Now, I'm not a professional in the looking after of hedgehogs, and I'm not a professional videographer, so please bear with me. I'm learning this, as I hope you will as we go along. So earlier this year we discovered that we had hedgehogs in our garden, and really delighted about that. So I got a hedgehog feeder that you can see here. Now you may kind of think, how did I know I had hedgehogs in the first place? Well, this is how. So you can see the hedgehog poo or scat. It looks very much like cat poo, but so much smaller. So you're looking for a very dark poo. It's about the top 2/3 of my little finger long and about half as wide. And that's hedgehog poo. So this is my daily routine that I go through, just to keep the hedgehogs nice and healthy, or as healthy as I can. I can take the roof off of the feeder, which I'll place down there, and then I've got to look at the food. That's the food that I put out last night. As you can see, the hedgehogs had a nice chomp of that, but I don't know if you can see, the slugs have also been on it. The slugs just being there can introduce lungworm to the hedgehogs, which we really don't want. So we're going to try and deal with that. How we deal with that is, I'm going to take the bowl, I'm going to empty this food into my bin in my garage, and then I'm going to wash the bowl. Now, this was a fresh bowl of water yesterday. It was a fresh clean bowl. Now you're going to see how clean this looks once it's washed, but you can see the slug poo on there. So slugs have again been on here. So we're going to deal with that. 2 minutes. So I'm back. I've just emptied out the bowls and I'm going to wash them. So what I've got here is just some plain soap and water. Just going to wash out the bowls all over. Like I said, I tend to do this daily now. I didn't at first because I didn't understand. I didn't understand how susceptible the hedgehogs are to diseases and illnesses. Lungworm is an absolute killer. Now, at the local hedgehog treatment facility to me, they have been absolutely inundated this year with hedgehogs coming in with lungworm needing treatment. They've been dehydrated, many other different illnesses and ailments. Hedgehogs, absolutely lovely creatures, but so clumsy. They're so clumsy. We interfere in their habitat, so they struggle. We're building roads, we're building houses. So what used to be green fields are now completely gone, and in their place are roads. So that's the bowls washed. Now you saw how disgusting it was just a minute ago. And it only takes a couple of moments. Now if it's raining, I'll do this in the shed, and it just gives me that little moment in the evening where I can just come out and do something nice for another creature. It makes me feel good. Again with the blue roll, you need some more. That has got quite damp quite quick. And yeah, go through a little bit of blue roll I think this is the best way to avoid cross-contamination from maybe a dirty cloth. So there we go. And we've got 2 clean bowls ready to be refilled for tonight. And just like that, the bowls are clean and ready for some refill. Now, what should you feed hedgehogs? You need to feed hedgehogs with meat, really. So I use one of 2, depending on what I can get, hedgehog foods. I like the semi-moist hedgehog food because the hedgehogs seem to like it better. So this one is Spike's. Now both of these hedgehog foods are high in meat content, which is what the hedgehogs need. Now before man came along, they'd be quite happily eating slugs and snails, but as slugs and snails are heavily infested with lungworm, that's become a bit of a problem. Because we're taking away other food sources as well, the hedgehogs are needing a little bit of help. So this hedgehog food is from Brambles, which is the other company. So it does just depend on what I can get hold of. Now normally I would only give them one amount of food and some water, but we're going to try something different tonight. We're going to do a taste test to see what the hedgehogs like the best. So I am going to put one of these in from each brand. I'm going to put them there, so one each side. It should make it really obvious as to which brand the hedgehogs are going to go for. Now the other thing that the hedgehog's going to need is some water. Now you saw me clean out the bowl earlier, and you actually saw the dirty bowl, and the reason why I like to clean it daily. So this is fresh water. It's good always to give them fresh water daily. And think about it, you wouldn't like a glass of water that was sat there since yesterday, and neither would the hedgehogs. Doesn't matter if they don't drink it. If I provide it, it's there. If they don't want it, they don't have to have it. So that's the water now. So this is the setup that we've got here just to film the hedgehogs. I originally started filming the hedgehogs just because I wanted to keep an eye on them and see what their health was, and it's become really fun. So as I said earlier, I would normally only have 2 bowls here. I would normally have this bowl here for the food and this bowl here for the water. So this one's going to be an added bonus for them tonight, and it'd be interesting to see what they think of this. And we're going to see if they like this food, which is the Brambles, or this food, which is the Spikes. What are you betting on? Why don't you make a bet between yourselves now, and we'll see what they like. So we have our little camera here. It's an indoor camera, which is why I really thought I need to have this undercover, and I needed to get this feeding station sorted out. Now I've just seen a slug. He's there, just above the camera. So we're just going to get him out of the picture and away so that he's not in when the hedgehogs come in for their food. Now, because I just don't like the way that snails feel on my skin, I have put a disposable glove on. I'm just going to pick that snail up. He's going to go for a ride, because we just don't want the hedgehogs to become poorly here if we can help it. And I'm going to put the lid on. Oops. There we go. Got all tangled up with my microphone there. Right, so that's the lid on. In case you're wondering what the plant pots are doing, they're doing nothing. They're just a little bit of weight to help weight down the roof in case we have a windy day, because it won't take much to lift this lid up. So it's just to offer some protection to the hedgehogs. There we go.